with screens and digital distractions, one Miami organization called Comic Kids is turning the page by encouraging children to find joy and inspiration in the colorful pages of comic books.
We teach vulnerable children in the Miami community how to draw comic, cartoon, and book characters.
Comic Kids was founded in 2020. Not only do kids learn to draw the characters, but they also get their very own copy of the book thanks to a partnership with the publisher Scholastic that donates books and money to Comic Kids.
And a lot of these communities that we work with, they have low literacy rates because of their circumstances. So for Scholastic, it's really important for them to be able to access these children and get these children books. For us, it's very important to be able to access these children and give them art. So we pair the two things together, and it's a great class.
One of the great things about the partnership with Scholastic is that their characters are so rich. And I have a drama background, and so a lot of the characters, I'm able to put on fun voices, and the kids really respond to that.
Gee whiz, dog man. I can't believe that nurse lady and me are getting married today.
The Comic Kids organization is about more than just comic books and art. This program teaches the kids that go through the program about important life lessons that will help encourage and motivate them throughout the rest of their life. Reed Horth grew up in the Big Brothers Big Sisters program, which is what first inspired his love for comic books and art.
So in the genesis of Comic Kids, we started to think back on what my story was and started to think that if we can start to affect kids in a similar fashion, maybe they are in vulnerable circumstances like I was, if you can start to plant the seed of literature and plant the seed of art in them very, very young, then what they can do with that is they can flourish in many different careers.
They get to experience the passion of possibly getting that feeling that I did when I grew up with loving art as much. Maybe there's some kids that need some sort of way to vent out their frustration, and definitely art, I think, is one of those kind of ways to vent out.
Comic Kids strives to give children the support and guidance they need to succeed.
All right, so you guys got it.
Scarlett Constant is a parent whose kids first started taking Comic Kids classes back in 2020.
Comic Kids had a really positive impact in my children's lives in that it actually gave them more confidence when it came to drawing and to art. It revealed capabilities that they didn't know that they had, and it piqued their interest in comic characters.
Kids, particularly in vulnerable circumstances, need victories. And the more victories that you can stack one on top of another for a child, particularly if they're in a circumstance that might not be great, those victories matter to them in ways that we can't even measure at this point.
Almost every time I start a class and I tell kids, okay, we're going to draw this character, they'll look at it and they'll get really intimidated by it because, you know, they're famous characters or they look like they're going to be hard to draw, but our process is step by step. So what the kids learn in that is that they are able to do it themselves.
And the children in the program are also learning how to overcome various problems, just like the superheroes in their comic books.
If you look at it, Superman, his planet blew up. Spider-Man lives with his Aunt May and lost his Uncle Ben. Daredevil is blind. These circumstances are not great, but each of them was able to become a superhero in their own right because they took those circumstances and turned them on their ear and made the best out of them. And I think that that's a really important lesson for kids.
One of Comic Kids' main goals is to reach as many schools and nonprofits as they can, such as the WOW Center in Miami.
So the WOW Center is a program for individuals with special needs, and we've been serving the community for the last 51 years.
One of the most heartwarming experiences that we've had with Comic Kids has been teaching developmentally disabled individuals. It is really impactful to be a part of that community and to be able to work with people like that. There is a lot of joy. There are a lot of hugs. There's a lot of excitement. And it's a very, very cool experience, and certainly an area that I would like to develop more with Comic Kids to be able to help individuals that have autism or that are on the spectrum or that have even severe developmental delays or disabilities are still able to get engaged in art and really excited about it.
Learning from others on their creativity always gives them inspiration as to what they feel in an emotion, especially with art, as some of them may be nonverbal. They're able to express themselves in ways that that others wouldn't understand, and the happiness that it brings them to have this opportunity to share this program with them is amazing. They love it. They love the partnership, and they love when our community partners come out and share that love and passion.
It's awesome. This place is awesome. So much, because they are helping to grow, to be independent. More independent I could be, more in the community.
Comic Kids plans to continue leaving a positive mark on children and nonprofits in South Florida and all across the country.
As opportunities come up, we're going to say yes to them, and we're going to expand and grow this program bigger and bigger and bigger.
Reporting for UMTV, I'm Melissa Beatty.